Love. First of all, most of our images of love in our society have to do with romantic love. They are poetic love. They are interpersonal love. I love you, you love me, we love each other. We all give lip service to this kind of love, but we hardly ever acknowledge that there's another kind of love that doesn't have anything to do with somebody else. We call it conscious love, Christ's love, God's love. And the image that I make up is when you grow up in a society of conditional love, which most of us have grown up in because of the way in which we are socializing, we end up with this really need for love. It's as if there's something really hungry inside of us. And so when we meet someone who seemingly has this key to unlock this longed for deep feeling within us that we call love, we say, I'm in love with you. But what we're really saying is, there's something about you that releases this mechanism in me that allows me to feel the way everything inside of me longs to feel. You're my connection. And as my connection, I want to possess you because I am hungry to be in this state like forever. And I have come into this place of love, and everything is beautiful and amazing, and it only happens when you're around, so you can never not be around. The tendency, of course, makes us want to possess this person, which you and I both know is the quickest way to destroy the experience. Don't I know? Through spiritual practices, through understanding metaphysics, through opening yourself, you start this process of awareness. And maybe that can come through with thought or meditation, prayerful devotion, through study. But you find yourself starting to rest in this place within ourselves, within our own being, this quality of openness, boundarylessness, this intuitive heart space. However, I don't know how else to explain it, right? You experience this feeling that feels like that in love feeling that we had with somebody else, just being in our own skin. Amazing. Now we're no longer dependent on this external being, this external thing, to awaken us to that feeling. We can rest in that feeling ourselves. We are becoming that conduit of love, just being. Now, there's some interesting social problems that arise. Interesting, because what happens is everyone you look at, you're in love with. And you don't know quite what to do with it because you're working on this old deprivation model and you want to collect all of them. Oh my God, you make me feel great. Oh my God, I feel greater in you, in you, in you. Right? And then you realize you have to let go and give up of the deprivation model because there is an abundance of love. It's infinite. You're going to have to start just being with it. And after a while, just keep letting it go and letting it go and letting it go until you realize that this is the way you're living, right? You're just being the presence of love. Because the thing that has closed you down is the fear of the other person's pain and suffering, right? Afraid of losing that other person. Now you have a spiritual perspective that allows you to keep your heart open. And the hell and the pain of grief and life and the stuff, you can just start to be in love with another human being without feeling that possessive quality of it. You can be that conduit of love and see through those eyes of love that you have, like when you're newly in love with somebody and nobody can bring you down, right? Like you just, life happens, you still stub your toe, you still get yelled at by somebody in the grocery store, like life still happens, but you're so in love. It's like, yeah. It's okay, man. It's all right. You know, you can still respond with compassion and grooviness and not let them ruin your day, right? Because you're in love. But when you're a conduit of love yourself, you can be that in the world. It doesn't mean that all of these yucky things aren't happening and happen. It's just that you sit with them differently when you're comfortable in your own skin. So what I wish for you today happens to be very early Christmas morning. What I wish for you every day is having that love affair with yourself, with the indwelling spirit of love that dwells within all life, every living being, and everything is living. That spark of love is in everything. And if people aren't showing up as that super groovy in love energy, it's because something's wrong with them. You know, something's going on. They're in pain of some kind, but that doesn't mean that that love doesn't dwell within them. So when you meet somebody and they're showing up as the walking wounded, they're showing up angry, they're showing up seemingly selfish, seemingly cruel, seemingly narcissistic, seemingly Debbie Downer, seemingly victim mentality. Okay, that is like the clothes that they're wearing, but that's not who they are underneath. And so you can have boundaries and zero tolerance, right? And still not lose that loving, amazing feeling of deep appreciation and gratitude for being alive on this planet. Like you might not like your situation for a minute, right? But it's like weather, situations change. So love that organic bodysuit that you're wearing. Take good care of it. Take good care of it. Do what you need to do so you can be happy. A part of that comes from the stories that we tell ourselves. In the reading that I just gave you from a former professor at Harvard, many people know him now as Ram Dass, but when Albert was talking about study, coming to that place of awakening through study or spiritual practice, one of the lessons I learned was from Byron Katie. Who would I be without my story? What am I telling myself? What story am I making up? And how is that story affecting me? How am I behaving when I believe that story? And how could my behavior be different? What sort of story would I need to make up in order to behave in a way that's more in alignment with someone who is just in love, right? Well, this person didn't buy me the right Christmas present. This person burnt those ginger cookies on purpose. Blah, blah, blah. Well, what if I believed something else? What if I believed that she's doing the best she can? That he really is having a tough time? How would I behave then? And maybe it's like, I'm here, I'm going to show up as loving kindness for 33 minutes, and then I am taking my sweet self out of this situation, right? Oh, and it's okay. You don't have to make everybody happy. Being that conduit of love does not fuel codependence. So this is my morning message, 11 minutes long. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I wish for you the feeling of being madly in love with just breathing, with just a new perspective, right? The Christmas Carol. His life didn't change, you know? He had an aha moment, an aha night where he saw things from a different perspective, and he woke up to the same day that and the same people and the same community and the same employee. It was just his perspective that changed. And then he was able to be as rich as his poor employee, who was filled with love, gratitude, and appreciation, even though they were poor, not enough money for a big goose dinner, and little Tim needed an operation, but they were rich in love. And then the wealthy one, with a poor perspective, was poor and miserable until he had a different perspective. So I wish for you, whatever kind of perspective that is required for you to feel that amazing Christmas morning. I have a new lease on life. I'm so happy and appreciative and grateful to be on this planet. My situation is what it is, and it will change, and I'll do my part in co-creating the kind of life that is in alignment with who I am. But regardless of that, right here, right now, I am in love. I'm in love. And then start naming, like, how blessed are we? How blessed are we? Amazing. I wish for you love. 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 Good morning. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. You're loved.